like there is out here in the world. But there's a lot of really bad teachings. But I found some really, truly solid brothers, and we're still friends today, a lot of us. Most of them are home, and we still communicate. But I found them, and I stayed with them, and I moved in with them, and we spent every day together at some point when we could, and fellowship.
Just explain to us a little bit, what's the difference between a correctional facility in Texas and being in the federal penitentiaries? What's the difference?
In the state of Texas, they're going to mix you race-wise, which that's fine. My wife is mixed. My wife's Puerto Rican and black. Not that it's a big thing, but people think, oh, look at this bald-headed big white guy coming in. I didn't grow up like that. My mom didn't teach me like that. I didn't grow up in an area where I saw color. Christ doesn't see color either, but I already knew that. But in the state of Texas and a lot of states, they're going to mix you with whoever they want to put you with. And you can hang out wherever, but in the federal system, it's 100% segregated. You're segregated by, you cannot sleep in another cell with a different race. Absolutely not. That's a death sentence. You're not going to eat with another race. You're not going to work out with another race. And it's by design. They allow this to happen, unfortunately. But there's a big difference. It's sad because when it comes down, we're all men. We're all searching for something. And even in that dark situation, they're going to continue to live as Satan's got a hold of them. And a lot of men in these gangs really don't want to be in them, but they feel compelled to be. They're afraid to walk on the lone, or to be ridiculed. Oh, you're a Christian. You're hiding. That's what a lot of people do. They hide under the Christian banner. But you can't hide in prison under a Christian banner and use drugs and alcohol and these other things, because it's bad for the person. But they get jealous. I don't know if that's the right word. I didn't need them. I needed Christ to get me through this. Yeah. We need Christ to get us through our lives, not this group, not this gang, not a religion. Christ and Christ alone. Whether if I had no other friends and just needed Christ to get through that prison time, that's all we need. No matter where you are in this part of in the world, if you're lonely and you're searching for something and you're part of a group or whatever, come to have that relationship with Jesus. And that's all you need. You don't need everything else.
Now, you're a Christian in prison, of course, and you want to uphold the Bible and everything. Was there ever a time or even in prison that you actually got to speak to somebody about Christ and they actually became a Christian? Does that happen in prison?
One of my cellmates.
Oh, excellent.
When he moved in with me, he was not a believer. I used to read and pray every day. He moved in. He was doing his own thing, and then after a while, we would pray, and he'd let me pray at night, and then he began to actually want to read a little bit. And we were cellies for 2.5 years or so, maybe almost 3 years. But he would begin to read, and then we began to listen to shows on our radios together. And one day he said to me, he says, "I'm ready." And we were on lockdown. I did 6 months. We were on lockdown all the time in the federal system. A lot of murders and violence. So we were always in the cell months at a time. And one day he said to me, "I'm ready, Artie." I said, "What are you ready for?" He goes, "I'm ready." I said, "I don't know what you're ready for. We're not going out there because we've been in here for a month." He says, "No, I'm ready." I said, "Ready for what?" "To accept Christ." And he accepted Christ. That was a real big blessing. His name is Bo. I'll leave his last name off, but he's a
really nice warm smile came on your face there when you were telling us about that. Yeah, it's something nice that happened. Are there any other nice things that happened in prison for you apart from all the aggro you got?
Man, I got to pray with different races, different religions. It was a blessing. Different gang members. I met great brothers. I was involved in some faith-based programs where lives were changed. People have come to Christ that were hardcore gang members. The love of Christ, and that's what made people. Oh man, men don't show love. Men don't know how to love, and especially when we're from broken homes and broken communities. And in that environment, men don't want to share love. They don't want to share a hug. And when you come up to somebody, hey brother, how you doing? You want to give them a hug. People are like, yo man, why are you hugging this dude? Because I don't care. I don't care about where they're from. You need love. You need the fellowship. And when you come into Christ, man, all the brothers would get on the yard. It was racially segregated. You got every race, every color, every race of the Christian brothers on the yard, fellowshipping together and singing. People see that and they're like, wow, what is this? Well, you can't do that here. Yeah, we can, because we don't serve you. We serve the Lord. And it's a blessing to be in the rec yard with 100 or 150 other Christian brothers singing and witnessing. It was just incredible.
Yeah, you said you served about 16 years altogether.
Yes,
so
sir.
Do you feel a bit, what's the word I'm looking for, miffed that you didn't get out earlier? Because, I mean, you didn't do a murder, you didn't do bank robbery or anything like that. Do you think it's because you didn't cooperate with the feds or whatever?
Yeah, that is a big thing. I didn't cooperate. The American system, we incarcerate way over 2 million people are incarcerated. And I shouldn't have been selling drugs. I shouldn't have been using drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people that do a lot of worse things that get out early. The system's broken. The prison system all the way around the world is busted. I was really upset. How are you going to send me to prison for 12 years, 7 months when I've got no drugs, no pictures, no phone calls, no buys, because I wouldn't cooperate with you. But the Lord God knew the time it was going to take for my hard head to get right, or to get me on the path, because I have a lot of issues. I have a lot of issues today. My wife will attest to that. It's difficult. It's really hard to swallow. I could have used rehab, but the Lord had a different plan. And I met people, got involved with people's lives I'm still friends with today. And so whatever the reason was, it's well worth it.
You finally got out in 2017. How did that feel for you?
It was different.
Because you'd been incarcerated for quite a while, so the world was different when you got out, of course.
It was definitely different. Cell phones were just coming out when I got arrested. And then, now they had smartphones. I didn't know how to use the phone. There was just a lot of different things to adapt to. I've been off probation for only a year and a half now. Well, May will be 2 years, so just shy of 2 years. So I've been home for 7 years, but just off paper for a year and a half. Things were definitely different to get used to adapt to, and to do things differently. I tell the men every Monday night, I'm really, really hard on them because I tell them, they know my story. And I said, if you go do the same thing again without Christ, I said, you're coming back. I said, you're not going to make it. You have to change your mind. You have to have that mindset to say, I don't want that anymore. We're in there, we're complaining every day about everything inside the prison system, but yet you're still doing things, or you come home and do the same thing again. But Walmart was different. Well, y'all don't have Walmarts over there, I don't think.
Well, we do actually. A different name, a different name.
Going to the grocery store was mind blowing the first time after 12 years. Yeah, that is a big thing.
No, did you have some Chick-fil-A as well then?
It was interesting. You get a small list while you're inside to shop from.
So you finally got out, but you've also been married in that time since you got out as well. So tell us how you got married. You said you knew your wife since 1984. Was she your childhood sweetheart or something?
We went in 1984. For whatever reason, maybe it was my hair back then. I
know the feeling.
She adored me, and we stayed friends through all those years. We got married. She was married once, and I have a stepson who's 31. But she was around my mom most of her life. After her mom died in 95, but Maria and my mom have been extremely close, pretty much all her life. And so she was always around. We were friends. We would write. We would communicate, even through my different marriages and things, off and on a little bit. But when she moved to Texas, she just moved to Texas when I got arrested. And I started writing her. And she came and she came to visit me every place but California. It was a long trip, but our relationship grew during that time. I didn't write any other women. I didn't have any pen pals, but Maria was my rock. She was strong, and I'm grateful
Fantastic.
for that.
Now, looking back over your life, and have you been able to say rectify any of the things that you did, or you know that you wanted to rectify?
I've talked to a couple people and apologized. I have written letters to other folks and apologized for my behaviors. We did have the jail and prison ministry now, and my heart and my desire is to do more jail and prison ministry and release for people coming home, because I've lived so much of it, and I know how hard it is when it's time to come home. I enjoy helping them. I enjoy speaking to men that have coming home, and telling the men to. You know, they say, Artie, I love my kids the most out of everything in my life. I said, no, you don't, because you're in prison. You love the drugs more than that. But my heart's in this prison system. I really would like to do full-time ministry or speaking to reach out to the men because we need to rectify issues from the past. You know, make amends where we can. And people didn't think I was going to come home and be who I am today. They expected me to come home and
Be
go
the same
right back
person,
to
yeah.
where I was.
Well, going back into prison now as a free man and, you know, Christian, really Christian, how does that feel for you? That you could actually walk up back at the door again?
The very first time we went to the county jail here in Texarkana, Maria and I, and they said, hey, go back and speak to the chaplain. Well, I thought the chaplain was coming out. And I spent 6 months in this county jail waiting to get my sentence. And so I knew the jail. It was a really bad jail. And so we went, they let us through the first door, and I was standing there. And they came over the intercom, and this is exactly what they said. They said, yo, open the door. And I haven't touched a door in 12 years. You can't touch a door in the prison. So I opened the door, we went to the chapel, and when we left, we came out. Maria said to me, how you feeling? I said, that was different. To be able to go inside and come out after all this time. I've been through dozens of jails and many prisons. I've been 8, 9 different prisons and a lot of county jails. And so it was different. Now it's just, I'm comfortable with it, which is maybe not a good thing, but I like it. I enjoy going to see these men. It makes my heart swell to be able to bring Christ to them.
Amen.
And I love it. I love it.
Well, it's been fantastic speaking to you. I think you're the only person I know who can say safely that all my exes live in Texas.
Yeah, yes, they do.
But you've had a tough life. You've been to prison. You're out now. You're following Jesus, and you're going back in to tell other people. You've made some good decisions in your life and some bad decisions. And we ask this question of all our guests. So for you, what was the best decision you ever made?
Oh, accepting Christ for sure. Well, I'd be doing the same thing if not dead. You know, it sounds cliche. Well, you know, you're going to be dead or in prison, but that's what happened. Christ has been wonderful. There's nothing else better to live for. So for anybody out there in the world, whatever portion of the world you're in, without Christ, we're left empty and void. We have nothing. I used to say you've got nothing coming without a relationship with Christ, but you do have something coming. You have eternal separation from Christ. So, but in a sense, you have nothing. You're empty and void. It's something that we try to fill with everything. Drugs, alcohol, women, party, whatever. If you're listening out there in Pakistan, India, or Canada, or United States, come to Christ.
Amen.
We tried it all. We tried everything. You've been out there doing everything but asking Christ to come into our life. We've asked Satan to come in. Satan's glad when we ask him to come in. When we're doing his work, when we're getting high or whatever it is we're drinking, he says, I don't have to worry about Artie right now. I know what Artie's doing. Coming to Christ is the best thing. And it's so freeing, liberating.
Excellent.
And no matter where you are, find the brothers and sisters, underground churches, wherever you are, make this phone call and contact these men and let us help you. Let them help you come to that relationship with Christ, you will never, ever, ever regret it.
Thank you so much, Artie. It's been great speaking to you, and thank you for speaking to Life Stories Worldwide. And with that, I'm going to bring Alan back in.
Thank you, George. Oh, thank you so much, Artie, for sharing your story. It's been really interesting, and it's great to see the joy that you have now. I suppose at one time you didn't have that joy like you have now, but we can see that joy radiates from you. That's what Jesus does. He makes a change in people's lives. Thank you so much. And please thank your employers, because I know they're giving you time off your work. You're a busy man, you're working. Please thank them for letting you take this time off to share, because it's been a real blessing. And I'm sure many people will be touched by what you shared today. And may God bless you in all your future work, and may you help many, many people to be set free just like you are. Thank you so much.
I thank you for your time. Thank you for everybody involved in this program. Thank you for the people that reached out. And it's an honor, and it's humbling, and I'm very grateful. And thank you for Christ for bringing me to where I am today. Thank you for my wife and my mom. They helped me along the way. And I'm grateful for all that y'all do as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you all for watching today, listening to Artie's story. Also, I encourage you to go to our YouTube channel, Life Stories Worldwide. There you'll find lots of stories from previous Mondays. And please click the subscription button. It will help to spread this good news to so many places. So thank you for being with us. May you know the blessing of God, and may you know the peace of God that passes all human understanding. And may the joy of Jesus fill your heart. Bye, everyone.